Aloha, this is Jennifer Appel of the J. Appel Lanai Garden. We're USDA Organic Certified by International Certification Services. I created this for Kaua'i after the recent GMO ruling. Let's share some uncommon sense, why each county in Hawaii should have the right to determine GMO acceptance. Feel free to send me your comments to jensfarmoahu@gmail.com. Moneyline creates a SWOT analysis for every publicly traded company. The GMO company's two greatest threats are public distrust and remediation of toxins used to grow agriculture. Together, we can solve both of those issues right now, today. Let's start by telling the truth. In a world where a past mayor of Washington, D.C. can be found smoking crack with a prostitute in a hotel room and still be re-elected, it might seem more prudent for GMO companies to be honest about the challenges they have encountered while creating male sterile seeds with stacked traits. On the con, some things don't work. But the pro, we got Viagra 1 year after the GMO food introduction into mainstream America. It may or may not be okay that we have made a few mistakes during the process, but hey, we're human. As Americans, we have created the light bulb, the car, the plane, the internet, Facebook, NASCAR, and we also have the future of food with biotechnology. It should be okay to tell people what the risks are so that solutions to those problems can be created. One person's trash is another person's treasure. For instance, as we changed the drinking water systems from being groundwater sourced to runoff sourced, water purification technologies needed to be created. A whole new business was created by an accident. Water purification is currently a multi-billion-dollar business for GE and chloramine salesmen. Who doesn't have a water filter on their tap? Sure, we repurposed virally infected lands when some of our GMO children became Cains instead of Abels, thereby creating lands no longer to be used for crops, but to be used as target zones for military training. And why not use the land that has been polluted to do something beneficial? Kamehameha Schools started the Mahi'ai matchup just to find organic people willing to do something positive with the worn-out fields. Based on sales alone, it is obvious people prefer to eat GMO food more than organic. You do what is most profitable. If people bought more organic than GMO, I'm sure everything would change. We tree-hugging, granola-eating, love-the-land types are the protectors of a bygone era. I call it the food that has nutrient density and taste era. Really, most people under 40 don't have any idea what they're missing, and they are missing out. But I like Oreos, so all GMO can't be bad. All technologies that come to market do have an associated cost. I believe $100 million is spent to bring a new seed trait to market. After handing me more than 10 experimental seed packages for the 2014 season, a technical value of over $1 billion. As your only organic neighbor, what would be the social impact value and potential positive acceptance of spending an equivalent amount to purchase my organic technologies that have cleaned up what was destroyed on my side of the fence, so you can clean up your toxic sites? $1 billion would be 1/14 of the profit made by Syngenta in 2013 alone. By the way, the picture in the background, spraying when people and children are in the area during windy conditions, that's wrong. Good Business 101 for wartime activities. We sell the bullets and the band-aids. Good Business 101 for GMO companies. We create food, and our pharmaceutical partners create medicine. I worked on the very first proton therapy center. We don't put cancer centers in the middle of nowhere. We put them where we know there will be cancer clusters. GMOs are still in their infant stage. Less than 35 years ago, this was still a plan and not a reality. Modern synthetic chemicals have not even been around for 100 years. Compare that to humans. We're a relatively recent addition to the planet. Millions of years young we are. And not in my backyard. The planet is about 4 billion years old. It can shake us off like fleas, and by the way, the planet is our home. Poisoning it has not made our relationship better. Anything man can do can also be undone. We have seen this repeated for watching how long it takes for nature to eliminate our mess and create a perfectly clean new habitat. The Kaua'i Good Neighbor program should not just ask what pesticides and when are they applied, but also when will they be cleaned up. The Kaua'i Good Neighbor program should also address your free-to-downwind residents' medical care fund. Better yet, just add them to your plan and cover their deductible and copay. As a county program, Kaua'i could have this advantage as opposed to a state program where all 8 islands would have these options. Incidentally, it was deferred to the states so that if GMO companies were to sue, they would sue the state instead of individual counties. Obviously, that did not work. I use my technology to clean up the mess left by Del Monte, and you know it. We are property line neighbors in the Kaua'i Experimental Research Area. Overspray tactics don't work at my USDA organic farm, certified by International Certification Services. In the immortal words of Rodney King, can't we all just get along?